Itaola, Shopole, Bohang, Cheezboy Mokoena, the real cheese cheddar, Bafetu, the real mozzarella. Yeah, we're talking Pirates today. Welcome to another show. I'm a Paranyak Pelalana. I got Slim Cuts. I got the professor. Mamela's Pelele, Scotty's Pelele. It's a farewell today. Yeah, before we indulge into that, I just want to say, guys, we're back. We're back on YouTube. We're back on YouTube. So please, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, guys. We need to get to that 50,000 mark. So yeah, not Mark Mayambela, but that mark where we need to get to it. Hey, Wafetu, what else? I don't know, man. The emotions are all over, for the fans, for the players, as you know that Coach Riveiro is leaving, was his last game today. Moeneeb, how did you see his final dance, my man?
Yeah, man. I think listen, that was the best way to send him off. I think it was exhibition football today from our boys. Exhibition football, free-flowing football, and it was good to see them put in a performance like that for him. He deserves that, and you could see him as well, the way how happy he was. You see that there was a little bit stutter in the beginning, but then the boys started to find their rhythm, and then it was just, you could see the Jose ball, the Jose way of football, the Jose philosophy. It was good to see it at the end now there, so I think the boys, I'm very, very proud of the boys, of the way they displayed their football tonight and the result they gave him, and they gave him a good send-off, and then, yeah, it's an end of a chapter. It's an end of a chapter for us. And what a good way to end it for him as well.
Moeneeb, the record speaks for itself. I think with him in charge there, I think he's gone over to 132 games. He's won about 82, 83 games, 22 draws. So he's got a lot of wins. He's got 5 trophies under the bag. He's the only coach to win the Soweto Derby 5 times in a row. It has never happened. He just left that mark. That just shows what type of a coach that Pirates had. And looking at the game today, I saw the boys expressing themselves. I saw Relo, the magic that he had. See how he created that goal. Just take us through those moments, Moeneeb, in terms of how the players were enjoying themselves today.
You could see it, Cheesy. You could see it, my brother, man. It's sad to see a coach leave on such a high. When last did we see an Orlando Pirates coach get a farewell like this? Where normally the coach don't pitch up. It's either you just hear the next day training, no, he's not there. But so much effort has gone in to make this day special. Our supporters, oh my goodness. I posted something on Twitter to say, that is why Orlando Pirates will always have my heart. Just for that effort. Remember, it's a weeknight. It's a weeknight, Cheez Mark. It's a weeknight. It's cold. But our supporters have come out and shown their love and their support for the man who's given them back their hearts, their love for the team, their pride again. Because the Orlando Pirates supporters walk proud in the road now, because what we have done over this 3 years, there hasn't a season gone by with Jose that we haven't won something. He's brought through players like Rele. He's brought through players like Nkota. Look at the young boys that come out today. Mbokazi. There's lots of foundations that he's laid and new stars that he's brought in as well. So he's all the continuation that the next coaches will have to come in would be easy because he's laid a perfect foundation for them. Players who understand the system, players who can play in different systems, players who can play different roles. He's molded all these players. He's molded these Orlando Pirates to where we even got our own style, our own philosophy, we have our culture back again. And that is what coach has done. And the players express that. They play the Orlando Pirates way without even thinking. We can play different systems. We can play different methods. That is what he's instilled with us, So I'm just happy. I'm sad for the players as well, but I'm happy that the players has taken to his philosophy, understood it. So whoever comes in, it would not be a big, massive change for the players. You know what I'm saying? There is what they know how to play good football. They know how to play defensive football. They know how to play transition football. All these different things has been instilled in them. So he's just been such a major plus. And it's now, listen, the chapter closes, but a new one starts now. And the new one starts with the same players who's been doing all this good work for us. So lots of positives ahead. And our coach that is leaving now, we look forward to seeing him. And definitely we'll be supporting him wherever he goes, outside of South Africa. You know what I'm saying? Outside of South Africa, we'll be supporting him, But Not in South Africa, you see. The taste in South Africa, it's a problem. It's a different show that we'll be doing next week, you know. Then we'll go back to calling him a plumber if it's any team here in South Africa. But now he will remain our Spanish guitar, our Spanish guitar, our our professore, our conductor, you know, our captain of our ship, and we're going to miss him.
Yeah, I know Padre is gonna be missed, man. The father of the ghost, the father of the ghost. I think you know, when I just actually watched the second half as well, Mark, I looked at the second half and I just saw a free flowing Pirates. Subs were made, and the subs that came in as well, they showed the energy. You could tell that the players want to give the coach a good send off with a great win, clean sheet. You know, Dennis Denza was given a chance, a boy from the MDC that came in the last few minutes. Selepe started the game. You know, I think it just shows the the confidence he has had with these young boys. And also, Mark, you should know this as a coach, especially coaching a team like maybe Orlando Pirates. I mean, it comes with a lot of pressure for a coach to actually trust into the youngsters to actually deliver for you because you need the results, but at the same time, you have to use the bit of the inexperience and try and make them gain the experience of it. So what was your take on the second half with all the subs and all the new faces that came in?
Yeah, of course. I think maybe let me start with also you can hear from Moeneeb's send off, how Jose has touched lives. He made Orlando Pirates the Orlando Pirates that we all know Pirates is. And I think for one thing one quality that I like from, and I've seen from a distance, unfortunately, I've never met him in real time, is that the human part in him. You can see how all the players are embracing him. If you watched after the game and all the players were lining up, they were giving him hugs. Players that I haven't even seen playing, some players that have not played in a long time. Normally, in a normal football environment, when a player is not playing and he has an attitude towards a coach because of this and that, but you could see all of the boys how they embraced him. How when Mabasa scored the goal, he went straight to the coach. How the boys played today. How he has brought the fans back to watching Orlando Pirates. How the culture that he has set in the club as well. I think for me, whoever that brought him to the club, I think he did a perfect job. It also shows that maybe sometimes also we need to look in not only on from the football perspective, but maybe also the human part of a coach, and how, because that sometimes also when you are a coach, we were chatting now with Moeneeb about being a people's coach and a player's coach, someone that will put the hand on the shoulder of the player when needs be, someone that will push a player when needs be. And you can see also he has different style in terms of how he coaches. You see sometimes he's calm, sometimes he's there, he's playing the game with the boys as well. He understands football. For me, he understands also the humans, and you could see how the boys played. For me, I think it was a beautiful game to play. Coming from the Chiefs game, for me, when before the game started, I was thinking, saying, how are they going to react to it after this loss? Maybe they lose. It's the last game of the coach. Maybe they lose interest and this. But it was different. It shows what he has instilled and what he has built in this environment, in these boys as well. What Moeneeb has been saying that he has developed young players that can play in a high level, like Abombogazi that plays centre back. It's not an easy position to play. Playing also really being a heartbeat of the team, making the team play better. Seeing Silepe, getting a chance. For me, it's beautiful to see. It's beautiful to see also in a big team setup. How the pressure and the privilege of playing for Pirates and how difficult it is to play for Pirates. But for me today was his day at Orlando Pirates, and for me it was beautiful, and he has done tremendous work. Obviously we have to wish him well. Hopefully that also the club will bring in someone that will continue um, without throwing names, So, but let's see what's gonna happen in the future as well. But it was a beautiful game.
Abaturile bafetorile star bafeta. Mamela Moeneeb, Leantwana. Mamela, when Mark gets the ball coming from the side, facing a defender, you need cover, my friend. You need cover. But the relay kills the defender and the cover. Hey, Mark, lentwana le
Everything.
vuthiwe, lentwana linzima, lentwana le. Hey,
Nah, too much.
you know what?
No, too much.
Mamela,
Nah,
pana, you
special
know what?
player.
Rilo. Adilo is the next big thing, and we've been saying it and saying it. But also, Mark, you know, as a creative player, you always want the coach to give you that confidence, you know, so that
No,
you
for
can
sure.
express yourself on the field, you know.
Mariabona, even from our teammates okay, you know, they also give him this confidence. You know, you also need your teammates to supplement you. You know, you want when you're not having a good game. And I remember Nami when I used to play when I was younger, also Bloemfontein Celtics. You know, Abo Tabondete would give me this confidence and say, "Hey, Mark, if you're not in the game, you know that we're not playing well." Da 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 da. And now this gives me this boost, Kangane, to say, "Hey, let me push, let me help my team." And you can see this boy, he plays hard. But also, one thing that you also need to see how hard he works off the ball as well, making runs and defending. And you know, this is the mindset that you need for a young player like him. You know, he's a beautiful player to watch. Beautiful, beautiful. We are blessed to have. We are blessed to have.
Yeah, and even what I love about him is the fact that, you know, he does it in the areas where he needs to. You know what I'm saying? When he's in that final third of the field, that's when he does his thing. When he's in the middle of the park, he's not going to be doing anything straight. He's going to be playing. He's going to be doing the build-up things there. You know, when his defensive work, he does his duty as hard as he can. You know what I'm saying? But he knows where and when to do his thing. When he knows where he's needed. When he's in that box area there and he's closer on that final third, that's when he does his thing. Double vala tonight. Waka, it's a pass. And the composure to say pass just laid off. You know what I'm saying? That's maturity. And we must remember, this is a young boy. He's 4 years old. You know what I'm saying? He's still very young. So you know, so he's so mature for his age already. Nkota, you seen Nkota today. Nkota came to play today. You know, Nkota came as well to play today. So that is also good to see. The pace of Nkota, you know, sometimes Nkota look like it's carrying Nkaba, but it's not. It's just the way he's built. He's built like that, you know. But you can see him today when the boy comes to play. We've got some dangerous players in this team, you know, and we have that. We just need that continuity now, you know. But they will grow. These are still young babies, you know. They still watch Kidio and they still watch all these baby programs, you know. They're still young boys, you know, and they're growing. But to grow at this rate, this maturity and this level, next year they'll be even better with an even better coach, with an even good, not with a better coach, but with a coach who understands these young ones and knows what he has and the quality that he has in him so that they can express themselves. Because that is what our coach allowed them to do, is for these players to express themselves when they're in that final third. Do your thing. Do your thing. Go do your thing, boy. There wasn't that remote control. Hey, listen, when you get there, do this, get there, do this. No. These players use their minds. These young boys, they use their own minds. They use their own initiatives, which just shows maturity beyond their years.
Yeah, no, Moeneeb, like Vanna Mark, for me, I just have one concern because I think all of us have gone through this when there's gonna be a transition in the team. Yes, Coach Mandla will be the interim coach for up until the season ends. Maybe if he does well, they'll end up saying he could start off the season with the team, you know, but like what's going through the players' minds now? You know, you guys have been through this before where you've always been the key player, playing, starting all the games and all of a sudden there's a change of personnel in terms of a coach coming in and the coach maybe feels no you need to play a different position or you just fall out of favor and you are a fan's favorite. What's going through the players' minds now?
Of course, for me, there's maybe a lot of uncertainty from a lot of guys, especially also the guys that have not played. But also, we know Guti Pirates is a team that has a structure and they have a model and they have a way of doing things. And I don't believe Guti, someone will just come and make wholesale changes. And I'm sure also if there is and maybe someone that is external from the club now, he's already looking into the club and seeing how the club is playing and how the boys are playing and who's playing where. You know, it's not like the our generation when Umundu just come and but now things are done a little bit differently now in terms of also recruiting a coach. And what will be important also for Pirates is to get someone that also believes in the same type of football so that the same type of players can strive in this type of football. We don't want a helicopter football. Spanish guitar showed us that we can play, we can build up, we can play position game, you know, but also we can vary it, we can change it, we can transit, we can play with speed, you know. So um how the next guy must also not be too far in terms of the way of thinking of the of how the club has to play. But I'm hopeful that also there won't be a lot of changes in terms of the players, because the club now has the core that has challenged for the league the past few seasons as well, and just a few additions, that will strengthen the team. But also you can see also the younger boys are there. They are stepping up. They're showing. It's good also. It's good also. And so, but let's see how it's gonna go. But I believe Guti, the club will do the right thing and bring in the right person for the club and to take the club to the next level as well.
Moeneeb Njami, what's going through a player's mind? If I can tell you, I will be the first player to worry if I've been playing. I always know a coach comes, he must change. If it was 4 wingers, that guy that was at the back, he might be getting the chance.
Phela abantu bayafutha manje, bayafutha off season when the new coach
They're
comes.
scheming now, Moeneeb. They are running by the corners now. Hey, the new coach is coming, guys. Hey.
Man,
It's
geez,
tough.
that fear,
It's
listen,
tough being
that
a
fear as
player,
a player.
Moeneeb.
True, that fear as a player is always going to be there. Change is scary. They're saying, especially when you've got comfortable into a certain way of doing things, a certain model of doing things, and now all of a sudden that is taken away from you. So now you don't know what is coming in. So it's just, that's the way the football world works. It's unfortunate, but it is the way of the world, and we as players, we have to adjust, but like Marky has said as well, it's very important that we get someone who has that same philosophy, because you have a foundation. There's not much to change. There may be a few additions here or there, but there's not much to change. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sure, like Mark said as well, that the club has done his research and done everything to find the perfect solution for this. But as a player, that's something that is out of your control. That's not in our control as players to select the next coach. What is in our control is how we're going to perform. That is in our control. So with that fear, there must be that certainty of, listen, I have a job to do no matter who comes there. I have a job to do. And when this next coach comes in, he must see who I am. And how's he going to see who I am? Is by showing up at training, performing at training, and doing the right things, because you can see there's a discipline in the team as well. And that is the key thing, especially that where a lot of Orlando Pirates footballers, we lack that. You know what I'm saying? But now you can see there's a certain discipline that has been instilled with us. So those are important things that as a player you must have control of. But there will be that fear, but it's normal. But change is always scary. But as soon as the new coach comes, your job is just to do what you can do best, and that is play football, train hard, train the way you play. So your job is simple. What's out of your control is out of your control as a player. What's in your control, do that to the best of your ability.
No, you've said a mouthful, Moeneeb Njami, and like you are touching me in a way, because I still can't believe that the coach is leaving, and most of the fans are like, but what? Why can't we keep this coach? And sometimes the fans need to understand it's football. There's always gonna be movements. There's always gonna be transfers. New adventures. Trying different things. Maybe the coach also felt, what he's just outstretched himself. It's better when you leave a club in a good state than you waiting for the fans to get, really like now annoyed by you because of that, and sometimes it always takes a good dancer to know when to step off the dance floor, So with the guys that is coming in, Moeneeb, we had options, remember? So I'm going back there. So who, Moeneeb, maybe, I heard a Steve Barker, I heard a Rulani, I heard a Pito, I heard a Benny. We spoke about this, but like you're saying, Mark, the philosophy must still keep the same philosophy.
Yeah. Cheesy, let me just paint a picture, for the coach that's leaving now. Because our Spanish guitar, he's been without his family, he's made massive sacrifices, Imagine him sitting every night in his apartment, playing the guitar to himself, tring, 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 alone, my brother, all alone. Maybe on a video call with his wife and his family, ring, ting, 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 ting. All of a sudden, whap, load shedding. Now he can't speak to his family. Now he starts to miss even more. You know what I'm saying? So he starts to all of a sudden doesn't make that call. He just plays the song and it gets lonely, So I'm thinking he's made a lot of sacrifices. Yes, he made a sacrifice for this team to be here, even when his assistant coach left. He stuck it out, because normally when the assistant coach goes, because that's the strength of the head coach. He's the assistant coach. That's the pillar for the senior coach. But what he done, he stuck it out. He changed to a little bit of drums now and then. He changed the beat just to get the feeling going. But then as soon as he calls it home again, load shedding, what up again? And then he misses the family. So he's made massive sacrifices for us. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of things why he left. But like you say, a coach must leave the place in a better spot. And they must leave the place in a better place than what he found it. He must leave the club. And that is what Jose has done. He's leaving this club in a better place than what he found it. So, you know, we give him his blessings because that's what he's done for us. You know, moving on to that other topic that you're speaking now, listen, as much as those names are all thrown around, at the end of the day, the club will have that choice. We all in our heart know what type of coach is needed here. But we just opinion guys. We just speak what we feel. You know, we need players coach. We need a players coach because that is what we need. And all those candidates and all those, we can think whoever, you know. At the end of the day, the club has a way, and certain, like Marcus said, there's a certain way that they follow to find this coach. But Jesus, I'm telling you now, we are tired of being, like Shakes has said, the second best team in the league. We are tired of that. We want to be the main guys. We don't want to be catching that flowers at the wedding every year. We want to be at the wedding. We want to be the main guys now, you know, and we're going to need a brave coach, You know what I'm saying? Someone with no fear, someone with who has a point to prove, someone whose whole life and dreams are made of winning. You know, he needs to win. That is who he is. We need such a coach, a winner, someone who believes in nothing else but winning, someone who's not happy to be at Orlando Pirates just for the brand. Orlando Pirates is a brand on its own. We need a coach there who's willing to take that brand to another level. Do you understand what I'm saying? We need that type of coach there. Not one with an ego, someone who loves to win. And someone who loves to win, play good football, play attacking football with young players, no fear. That is what we need.
I know. I'm Moeneeb. You see the mouth full in front of Mark, Buffett. You know, talking Pirates, Buffett, we never finish. Now we are talking about Abolisico, less ego, Abolis Figo. I don't know. Don't have egos here, my friend. Can I close? I'm closing, my friend. The Soccerbeat lovers, my man. Cyril Mozzarella, my friend, with Whiskas and Mark, the professor. My friend, it's been lovely. You know, I think we've bid our coach a very nice farewell. And we wish him nothing but the best. Wherever he's heading to. Yeah, there's rumors there and there, but it's football, it happens. But yeah, we are grateful for the time he spent with us in South Africa, for Orlando Pirates, for the youth of South African football, you know, introducing the youngsters, because it's always our wish to see us grow as a nation. And he has played that part because now we are seeing these young boys coming up, and he's given opportunities to younger coaches, Abu Joseph Makanya, to try and grow them as well as coaches. So yeah, siyabonga mfethu Coach Riveiro, Padre, muchos gracias. From Soccerbeat, we are out. Danko.
Soccerbeat,